What if the greatest tomb in history is not a tomb at all? What if the true purpose behind the Giza pyramids was to conceal something far larger and far more dangerous than we can imagine? For over a century, one truth, the one believed by the man who changed the world, Nikola Tesla, has been actively suppressed, that the pyramids are colossal energy machines, not burial sites. Today, that ancient secret is beginning to surface from the deepest bedrock. A single, shocking scientific announcement claims a massive subterranean complex exists, up to 10 times larger than the visible structures, potentially rewriting history and turning persistent legends into scientific fact. Has Tesla's 369 code suddenly sprung back to life? And is what lies beneath Giza the legendary Aram of the Pillars, or the forgotten remnants of Atlantis? What is the enigma buried thousands of feet down? Welcome, dear friends, and may your time be well spent. In this new discussion from Mystery Hidden History, I return to you after a pause with a controversial piece of research that you must know. To keep the momentum going and ensure strong, credible content remains at the forefront, please ensure you share this video with everyone you know and support it vigorously. Recently, friends, a topic has surfaced, causing significant turmoil in both scientific and historical circles. This is inevitable when the matter concerns the pyramids, which perpetually generate opposing and supporting hypotheses and theories. This is neither the first time the pyramids have been the subject of conspiracy theories and historical distortion, nor the first time Egyptian scholars have challenged these attempts. Let us recall the major challenges to the builders' identity. Dozens of theories attempt to deny that the ancient Egyptians were the sole constructors of these wonders. Swiss author Erich von Däniken pioneered this, suggesting in his famous 1968 book, Chariots of the Gods, that extraterrestrial beings built these colossal structures. This hypothesis quickly gained traction, much like the claim that inhabitants of Atlantis, the lost city with its advanced technology, were the true builders. Other conspiracy theorists such as Zecharia Sitchin and David Icke, the proponent of the human reptile theory, alleged that the construction could only have been executed by an advanced and known civilization using technology far superior to our own, with the pharaohs later taking credit for their work. And surprisingly, the majority of Western and Egyptian scientists vehemently and completely refuted these assertions, confirming that the pyramids were built exclusively by the ancient Egyptians using localized tools and techniques. The controversy did not stop at the identity of the builders or the method of construction. It extended to the very reason for their existence. Odd theories emerged to explain the purpose, one of which was championed by one of history's most prominent and controversial scientists, a point you must remember well. We begin with the theory that the pyramids were a physical model for Noah's Ark, sparked by the discovery of Dead Sea manuscripts that described a ship with a pyramidal frame. This theory even went further, suggesting Noah was an ancient Egyptian king. Extraterrestrials reappear with the notion that the pyramids served as landing pads for their vehicles, particularly the apex. And do you recall the Illuminati, the secret society allegedly controlling the world? Some theories claim the pyramids are the organization's central hub and hidden vault, simply because the group's well-known symbol is the eye within the pyramid. Finally, conspiracy promoter David Meade put forth the bizarre idea that the world was set to end in September 2017, a date he allegedly deciphered from symbols within the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Naturally, these theories received no scientific support, being entirely illogical and unrealistic. However, when a theory emerges that sounds straight out of a science fiction film, yet its primary proponent and champion is arguably humanity's most famous and polarizing scientist, you must focus entirely. The undisputed protagonist here is Nikola Tesla. Yes, the brilliant scientist, too, entered the realm of pyramid conspiracy theories, specifically regarding their purpose. The story began in the late 19th century when Tesla developed a keen interest in the pyramids, viewing them as stations for wireless energy transmission. In 1905, Tesla filed a patent titled The Art of Transmitting Electrical Energy Through the Natural Mediums, a proposal based on designing generators that utilized the ionosphere to collect power. Tesla believed the Earth itself, with its dipoles, functioned as a colossal generator of free and limited energy. Naming his design the electromagnetic pyramid, Tesla based his theory on the idea that the pyramids, due to their unique shape and geographical placement, could concentrate or transmit energy. Their location, positioned on a precise longitudinal line, suggested a deliberate scientific goal. Regarding the shape, Tesla proposed its ability to focus energy, and the construction materials, like limestone and granite, possessed properties that made them suitable conductors or insulators. Seeking practical application in the 1930s, Tesla built a small pyramid from paper and wires and exposed it to a beam of charged particles. Astonishingly, the pyramid began to glow, even without an external power source. This observation solidified Tesla's conviction that the pyramids could be used to harness and amplify natural energy sources, such as the sun and Earth's magnetic field. Tesla concluded that constructing a massive pyramid from conductive materials like copper in the correct location could produce free, unlimited energy, the very cause to which he dedicated his life. And do you remember, friends, Tesla's obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9? Yes, there is an intimate connection between his pyramid theory and this famous numerical fixation. Tesla saw that the pyramids were designed and constructed to reflect mathematical and engineering principles directly tied to the numbers 3, 6, and 9. This reinforced the idea that they were used as generators or power stations, as these numbers, according to Tesla's theory, represent the core concepts of energy, frequency, and vibration. Tesla was not alone. Other scientists joined this field and further developed his ideas. For instance, Czech engineer Karel Drabal patented a pyramid-shaped device for sharpening razor blades in 1959, believing the shape maintained sharpness by concentrating energy. In 1973, Edward Kunkel published Pharaoh's pump, suggesting the Great Pyramid functioned as a hydraulic pump using water pressure to generate vibrational pulses. Mechanical engineer Christopher Dunn, in his 1998 book The Giza Power Plant, proposed that the Great Pyramid served as an energy amplifier. Dunn theorized that hydrogen H2 was generated in the Queen's chamber and moved through the corridors to produce electrical energy via vibrations. In this view, the Great Pyramid was not merely a royal tomb, but a complex energy-generating machine relying on harmonic resonance to convert vibrations into usable power, which Dunn considered evidence of advanced technology far predating the ancient era. Like any theory deviating from the pyramid's conventional purpose as royal tombs, these ideas faced severe criticism from Arab and foreign scholars, including Dr. Zahi Hawass and Dr. Peter James. They stress the lack of clear engineering evidence for the pyramids as generators, noting that most archaeologists interpret their construction through religious and funerary lenses. The scientific debate calmed down for a relatively long period, until March 15th of last year, the day a conference was held that shook humanity, reshuffling the cards and refocusing global attention entirely on the Egyptian pyramids. You must listen closely here. At this conference, the curtain was drawn back on the latest, most controversial hypothesis. An international research team announced the discovery of what they termed a massive underground city beneath the Giza pyramids, starting with the Pyramid of Khafre, claiming it to be at least 10 times larger than the pyramids themselves. It was as if they declared, "What you humans have imagined about these pyramids for decades, believing it to be mere fantasy, we have scientifically proven to be a terrifying reality." Let us pause for a moment. Is this the first announcement of underground discoveries beneath the pyramids? No, friends. Numerous archaeological excavations have confirmed the existence of shafts, columns, and other structures, but this particular announcement caused an immense uproar. Let me quickly prove that it was not the first time. In 1837, British engineer Richard William Howard Vyse announced the discovery of a chamber cut directly into the natural bedrock below the Great Pyramid's foundation. This room was unfinished, and its purpose remains undetermined, though it may have been an initial burial chamber. In 1933, archaeologist Salim Hassan made the initial discovery of the famous Osiris shaft. In 1999, Dr. Zahi Hawass led a comprehensive excavation, revealing this 3-level subterranean well, which contains a massive granite sarcophagus and is believed to be a symbolic representation of the tomb of the god Osiris. Furthermore, In 2023, the Skin Pyramids Project team announced the discovery of a 9-meter secret passage above the Great Pyramid's entrance using WON tomography. So, rooms and structures have been discovered long ago, mostly linked to the religious and funerary beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. Why then all this commotion and scientific outrage over this recent paper? The research paper announced by the joint team utilized synthetic aperture radar SAR and Doppler topography techniques. It claimed to reveal 8 vertical cylindrical structures or columns extending to a depth of approximately 2,100 feet beneath the pyramid. These columns were allegedly connected to massive cubic chambers, measuring 80 by 80 meters, in addition to other unknown structures at a depth of 4,000 feet. The study's authors insisted this discovery was unprecedented and would fundamentally alter ancient and modern history. Rumors immediately erupted, and the team itself linked the finding to the legendary halls of Amentet in Egyptian mythology, the passages through which the soul travels in its journey to eternal life. Unsurprisingly, another hypothesis linked the deep columns and the concept of a lost city to the mysterious historical city of Iram of the Pillars. Given the talk of massive, deeply carved columns, this connection became inevitable for fringe theorists. I must emphasize, however, that nothing has been scientifically confirmed. These are merely hypotheses opening the door wide to mysterious historical speculation. Crucially, while previous discoveries met little objection, this specific paper provoked an overwhelming wave of criticism from both Egyptian and Western scientists. The most significant critique is that the paper was never published in a reliable scientific journal, nor subjected to rigorous peer review, the essential step for validating scientific claims. Radar experts, such as Professor Lawrence Conyers, challenged the technical feasibility, stating it is scientifically impossible for sonar-like technology to penetrate the dense bedrock to such extreme depths. Therefore, this fall remains open until actual excavation begins, should it ever occur. But in your opinion, what do you foresee? Will the curtain drop on a genuinely shocking scientific and historical revelation, or will this file be quietly closed and relegated to mere speculation? Answer me in the comments, friends. I am waiting for your thoughts. We conclude here. Though the discussion of the pyramids and pharaohs is complex and unending, the pyramids are an enduring mystery of the earth. Every time one secret is revealed, another closed door appears, concealing an even greater enigma between the identity of the builders, the method, and the purpose. No final decision has been rendered to settle the claim of a massive, deeply buried city beneath Giza. If the identity of the builders is shrouded in mystery, what truth might lie in the claims regarding a city of this depth and professionalism? Egyptian scholars view the entire matter as part of a conspiracy to falsify facts, especially given how global powers have often sought to distort the history of our region and our people. In conclusion, all we can do is wait and monitor every new development issued by the relevant scientists. Stay tuned, and until we meet in a new discussion, remain safe, my friends. Peace be upon you.